laughing earlier on because my head was showing you the sort of the weave passing stuff, and I'm going to show you how to actually beat that completely. I'm quite small in terms of Jiu-Jitsu, you know yourselves, everyone has that beast in their club, and I'm no different back home, okay? When I first started, you just get repeatedly smashed, and all the women are smiling here, you just know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You just get repeatedly smashed when you're tiny. So I'm going to show you how to use your body as a wee bit more of a structure in terms of using your bones. So fighting with your bones rather than muscle, okay? Because when we try and muscle, we tire out very quickly, and if we use our bones, it's a lot better. Harder for bigger people to break through the barriers to try and pass, and then it means we're not stuck in bottom side control and all that stuff, okay? So, does anyone want to volunteer for me as a nookie? I don't have one, yeah? So, because I'm quite small, I like to use the sort of knee shield position to play. As you can see, like I was saying there, about using your bones as structure. I have my knee up at the shoulder here, I have my half guard hook in here, and what I'm going to try and do is protect him from getting the cross face on me, so I use my hands to stop him from coming anywhere close to me. So this is a frame as well, so I'm not going to push or bench press or anything, but the more he comes closer, I'm going to keep trying to keep that as a frame, and I just make sure that my knee stays at the shoulder and I have this hook in place, okay? What Maya was showing you earlier was that if people weave like this here, that's totally fine. If he tries to keep pushing that down, I'm going to keep flaring my legs open, okay? So you might find a wee bit of tension in the hip here, so you'll have to use some muscle, okay? So make sure that you keep the knee up towards the shoulder. If at any point you go back and you drill this for a wee bit, if you find yourself in this sort of Z-guard position, we're kind of already behind, okay? We need to try and, if your training partner can get your knee down, like this, we're a wee bit behind. We'll talk about this later on a wee bit, but the idea is to try and keep our knee high on the shoulder. Make sure that we have the half guard hook in and protect your head from this arm here, okay? The detail in this sounds a bit silly, but it actually works, okay? It works for all your gripping as well. Most people, they do the cliffhanger thing, they collect with their fingers, and then they hold it with the fingers here. If he pulls back, my fingers are going to either end up that size, or I'm going to get arthritis, right? Okay, so what I need to try and do is put the grip in my hand. The more I put the grip in my hand, the more I don't have to worry about him pulling that back, and I'm not going to be focusing all my energy on the arm instead, right? So when I make the grip, I transition it all into the palm of my hand, and I keep my thumb out. The more you get it into the palm of your hand, the better it'll be. When he tries to pull back, it's not going to hurt my fingers or anything. I do exactly the same with this hand, and I come up and I make a lapel grip. I always say these wee lapels are made like the size of the palm of your hand, so it should fit in there nicely, okay? I do exactly the same thing. I put all the slack in the palm of my hand, okay? If I'm hanging on my fingers, he's going to start pulling himself away, and I'm going to hurt my hands and stuff, right? And I'll not want to really fight with grips anymore. Notice that I have this grip at the shoulder, so I have the cuff, the free lasso as I call it, okay? And then I have the hand at the shoulder, right? Would you say we're using our bones here as well? Pretty much a structure too, right? So if Niall tries to come forward or anything, I can keep him away with the hand at the shoulder. I still have my knee high up against the shoulder on the other side with the shield. If you're comfortable, you can put your foot on the hip. You can keep your foot off the hip. Some people were asking me this whenever I was walking around. Some people's legs are longer than others, so whatever you feel comfortable with, there's no right or wrong, okay? I have all my grips all set, and all I'm going to do is pop up on the elbow, and I'm going to release my hips back, okay? So I shrimp back, and I can take this hook out, okay? So the half guard hook comes right into the middle, and the free lasso that we have, I use it, okay? So I just sit up, and I put that hook in. Everyone follow me so far? You sure? Yeah? So like, we're kind of in the half guard knee shield, we've got our grips, we pop up on the elbow, we release the hips backwards, we do a wee bit of a shrimp, take the half guard hook out, and then use the free lasso, and we sit up. We need to make sure that we're using our hips, okay? So we talked about using our grips as well, so we use our hips too. So back home whenever I'm teaching my guys too, I'm always emphasising grips and hips, right? I always said it would look class in a t-shirt, right? Okay, so if I'm here, I've got my grips all set. If I'm already down here and I'm compact in, I can still use my hips, look. I can still push myself back. How I'm going to do that is I use the knee that I have on the shoulder as an anchor point, and I can also use my half guard hook as well. So I can hold on here, like, see? So I can move my hips back with the half guard hook, or I can push back with both. So like with this leg and the bottom leg. When I'm already away from him, if you need to arch back slightly, that will help you pop up onto the elbow. What about our chests at this stage? Are they in the right place? Almost, right? They're in the same, they're going in that cross direction like I was saying. So the last bit would be just to change everything at the very last second, and then to sit up, okay? Or if you can do everything at the exact same time, if you're here, you shrimp back, or up on the elbow, you can do all this at the same time, and sit up, Okay, there's no right or wrong, as long as the final stage is that we have that angle that we need and the hooks are changed. Okay, our grippling's already good from the beginning, so we should be good to go. We were here, we were trying to defend. He gave us the free lasso. I don't like to call this a weave, right? It's a lasso, right? He gives us it for nothing. Doesn't cost us anything. He gives us it. We grip properly, okay? So we put that in the palm of our hand. We sit up if we need to get this grip. Okay, if we're already down, we can extend back, hip out, come up, whatever you feel comfortable with. As long as we get into this position here, then we're more or less good to go. Our grips are great, so we have the bone structure in there. So, do you think if we were fighting here like now, what would you want to do at this stage? Like, do you want to try and grip me back, right? You'll try and come forward and try and close that space. So we kind of fanned out there like the accordion, and then we need to come back in again to flick him off, okay? So effectively we're going to do a sweep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and reverse everything and come back into him again. So I'm going to come all the way back in, and I'm going to collapse everything down. When I collapse everything down, the leg that we switch, this is the important bit, this makes a grip, okay? So I always say about, remember the grips and hips t-shirt thing, right, the joke? Whenever you get a new pair of shoes, what's the first thing you do when you get shoes? You look at the bottom of them, don't you? You go, flip me, they're a good grip on them, right? Because usually when you say to someone, show me your grips, they'll just point to their hands, right? Our grips are on our feet as well, okay? Whether it's the front of your foot, the bottom of your foot, okay? It's really important as well, so make sure that you use all your grips, right? So we have the ones at the hands, all set, and we've got the grip at the foot, okay? So if I come all the way back in again and I collapse, all I'm going to do is use my grips to pull Mal forward, and then I'm going to flick him off, okay? If you've done your grips correctly, when you get to here, pull the arm, and your forearm or blade of your arm, this bit here, will be right across the track here, okay? So when I'm here, you want to come a wee bit closer so you can see. If Niall's trying to get back up again, what are you going to run into now? He's running into bone, right? Okay, so if he tries to get up, he's going to struggle. Look, so if I have good grips from the start, I can pull this, and my grip's already set at the lapel. Go ahead now, try and get up. Come on, try. Look, can't, okay? Doesn't look like Niall will pick it up, right? If I go to the cliffhanger grip, I'm racking my own fingers, and I have a sloppy grip with this. If I ask Niall to get up now, look, he's going to win, okay? All because of the grips. Does that make sense? So here we've got that free lasso position, we've switched everything around, my grips are great, okay? If you get to here, take your time, okay? Take your time, make sure your grips are good. I said like the accordion, so if I've opened everything up, what have I to do now? To flick him around. Yeah, flick everything back in again. And the most important grip, what have I got here? The hook, right, okay, it's also a grip as well. So I lift him forward, you can take the leg out if you feel comfortable, you can keep the leg in. We'll do the one with the leg out this time. So if I pull him out forward, I flick him around. Okay, if my grips are great, your partner should be able to get up. So if I pull the arm back, I have the bone structure, or the blade in front of Niall's neck. If he tries to get up, no chance. Okay, want to give it a go?